And even though today the sun is hiding behind the clouds, we know the sun is there, always shining brightly. And that's the same for ourselves on those days when you just feel a little off, a little cloudy, a little gloomy. It can help to just remember that that sun or that light within you is always there. So just visualize that sun radiating at the heart, and traditionally in India, being Sunday, this is Surya Day. This is the day we actually link or think about the sun. And the sun is a metaphor for the soul, the spirit, the radiant soul within you. Inhale, bringing the arms to the sides or anywhere that works for you. It can be lower or higher. Visualize those rays of sun all around you. And exhale, we're going to bend the knees and gather up that light to the heart and bow the head to the heart. So I call this sun breathing. Inhale, opening. We're going to add some sound. We're going to add Om if that works for you. Or you could just listen or do the humming breath. Getting out those cobwebs of the morning. Out of the whole system, including the throat. Bending your knees as you do this, knees tracking over second toes. Inhale, feeling the radiant sun all around you. Exhale, bring it to the heart, its source. And the next one, I'm going to chant Suryaye Namaha. You want to listen maybe the first one. Suryaye Namaha. This means I bow to the sun, or I link to the light within me, that radiance within me, within all. Suryaye Namaha. Really using the belly, drawing it in and up as you do the chant or your exhale. Suryaye Namaha. Releasing the hands down, finding your samasthiti, even standing pose. Feeling your balance on each foot. Notice if you're weighted more on one side than the other. And that might be related to an injury in one of the legs, feet, hips. Just notice where that's at right now and observe it changing throughout the class. So this is something I often do, these check-ins, so you can re-observe where you're at energetically and physically. And of course, mentally. Inhale, bringing the arms to your place. You can spread the fingers apart. If you're having any tingling, just go to a place where you're not feeling too much tingling. Inhale, coming up to your place. And exhale, you're going to bend your knees and release down. If you like, you can come up on the toes or just stay on the heels. Inhale, coming up into full Tadasana. If you like, palms together and giving a little stretch up at the top. And exhale, release. Inhale. And exhale. So I tend to, because of my scoliosis, for those of you who have scoliosis, I tend to interlock my thumbs together when I go up so I can pull up the shorter side and make it a little longer. And if you don't have that problem, you don't have to interlock your thumbs. And the last one, if you like, you would stay. This pose also gives us concentration. And then just staying in your samastiti for a moment. Feel your feet. Maybe put a little bit more attention on any problem area in your body. Just try to feel that area for a moment. And if there's pain there, just pendulate to an area in your body, maybe the opposite side where there's no pain, and really feel that. And then go back to the side where there was pain and see if it's just dampened a little bit, decreased a little bit. We'll play with that practice today too. So I want you to bring your left foot forward and your right foot back. And I'm going to add an upper back variation to this because we have some upper back things in the room today. So you're going to bend your knee over your ankle. Your back foot is turned out to comforts, feeling that little toe side of your foot. And the width, just according to what is comfortable for your hips, your back. So the length and the width, this way and this way, about hip width, and a length that feels good for both legs. We're going to do arms to the side as a variation for the upper back today. And we're going to do a little lunge forward also to help with that. So we're going to throw in some upper and lower back here. You're going to inhale, bend the knee and lunge forward a little bit, bringing the arms to the sides to your place. And then look either straight ahead or up to the sky. And feel the shoulders roll down. You're going to exhale, draw the hands together or keep them slightly apart. Inhale, bending the front knee, bring your arms up to your place. If this doesn't work for you, bring your arms side alternatively. And the front knee is bent, warrior one, exhale, release. Virabhadrasana, warrior one. Inhale, bending that front knee and lunging forward. Your body is on a 45-degree angle, and at the end of the inhale, looking up or just straight ahead. Exhale, releasing, bringing the hands together. Inhale, bend the front knee. And exhale, release. Try that again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Holding at the top now. 1, 2, 3, exhale, release. We're going to add a hold after both inhales to add a bit more Brahmana expansion. Inhale. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Exhale, center. Draw the belly in. Feel yourself zipping up from the bottom to the top. Inhale. Chest to belly expanding. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And step back. Oh, someone's coming in a little late. I'm going to try to let them in. Okay. All right, we're going to do the other side. Welcome back, Barbara. Glad I caught that. Other side. Just finding your other side. One side might be different than the other. Bending the knee over the ankle towards the second toe, back foot, little toe side, making sure it's down. You're not pronating in. Gonna inhale, bend the knee over the ankle, bring the arms to the side, and arching up. Exhale, center, zipping up from the bottom to the top. Inhale, warrior 1. So this is more lower back, this part of the pose. And into the back hip. Exhale. It's a general warm up for the whole spine. Inhale. This is more upper back, neck and shoulders. Exhale, centering. Inhale, going a little bit more into the lower back and upper back. Exhale. Adding the hold. Hold 2-3 seconds at the end of the inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Do this a few more times. You can do it in your own timing. Just find your own breath, your own pattern, holding after inhale about half the length of your inhale. Inhale and exhale about equal. And just finishing up your last round. You might have already finished up. And coming back to Samastiti. Feel the feet. Notice if there's been a shift in the weight. We're going to work on that Ardha Utkatasana we've been working on for balancing the pelvis, legs and feet. Inhale, arms side. Again, working with the upper back as well. Palms facing up, thumbs back. Exhale like you're hugging a tree. Bend the knees and sit back like you're hugging a tree, and the holding of the tree is helping you stay up. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, bending into half squat, knees tracking over second toes, weight on both feet. If you find your weight's more on one foot, try to bring it over to the other side. Exhale. In your own time. Have a look at your feet. I just noticed my left one was a little ahead of my right. So just notice that, and the outer edges of your feet parallel if that works for the alignment of your knees. And last time. And release. Again, feel your feet. Has the weight shifted at all? Notice your breath. Has it become a little bit more even? A little bit more sama, balanced? Notice any areas in your body where you have discomfort. Maybe they've eased up a little bit. We're going to move on. We did this one last week. Our lunge in and out of Tadasana. So make sure there's equal space in front and behind you. So you're going to inhale. You're going to bring your arms up. Oh, I've got some messages here. I'm just going to make sure I'm not missing something. Okay. All right. You'd like me to be sideways. Okay, I can do that. Sure. Thank you. All right, let me try it this way. I hope I have enough room. I think I do. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bringing your left foot forward, your back knee down. Inhale up. And exhale, bringing that leg back. I'm going to come back a bit. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. And exhale down. Do this in your own timing. Now, if this doesn't work for you, you can hold a chair or something and just work on doing one side at a time back to your place, okay? In terms of forward, you could be holding on to something, and it could be a chair. You could also do it this way. This is a little harder still, okay? So something like that. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the position. I'm going to go to the other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, other side. Inhale up. If you've got toe stuff going on, this might not work for you. Might be too intense, so be careful. Do one of the modifications. Exhale down. Inhale up. And just finishing up, finding your samastiti. Your breath is probably a little faster now. Just let it slow down. And again, feel the feet. Maybe the weight has become more even between the two sides. All right, so we're just going to do some forward bends. So we're going to start with the feet parallel. Inhale. So I'm going to bring the arms up this way, but for those of you with neck and shoulder issues, please feel free to bring the arms to the sides and just to your place. And then when we come down, you can leave them here or you can slide them down the backs of the legs, bending the knees, and then inhale, sliding up, lengthening the spine, and maybe doing something like this. Okay, so that's for the neck and shoulders. Otherwise, inhale, arms coming up front, modify to the side. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in, bending the knees as needed, bringing the hands to your place, maybe down. If you don't have blood pressure issues, you can release the head. If you do, you can leave the head up. This is also eye issues, or come down halfway. Inhale, coming up, arms in line with the ears if you can, or to your sides, or arms sliding up the legs. And exhale, starting position. Inhale up. So if you want to do this at a wall or a chair, I'm just going to use this part of our stairwell as my chair to show you. So it could be a chair, it could be a wall, it could be something like this, a banister. Or you could just stay in that half forward bend and breathe there. Okay, so pick your medicine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, starting position. I'm going to add our chant. Inhale, Suryaye, pause, Namaha, 2 parts of the breath if you can. Suryaye, Namaha. Inhale. That's a krama or a step. Two-part exhale, which helps you eventually lengthen your exhale. Strengthen your diaphragm. Suryaye Namaha. This means I bow to the light, the sun, the light within me, the light within all. Feel that sun at the heart as you stand there in your exhale. Last time. And stay at the bottom. Suryaye Namaha. Finding your place. Bend your knees. You can bring your rib cage forward on your thighs to lengthen through the lower back. If you have a tight or compressed lower back, you'll really feel that. Maybe start to straighten the legs. The hands can be classically beside the feet in my tradition, but you can hold the big toes. You can put the hands under the balls of the feet. As you inhale, you can arch up a little bit, stiti, and exhale, release. Keep that going your own timing. And getting ready to come up. I'm going to come up very lazily, walking the hands up the fronts of the legs to the thighs. Inhale, exhale, stay. Inhale, pressing up and just adjusting to the new position of your body with your blood pressure. Might feel a little dizzy, just take a moment to recalibrate. After that semi-inversion, head lower than the heart. Okay, from here we're going to do our first set of working with one hip at a time with the 4 bends. So I'm going to cross my easy side, my easy hip. So for me, that's my right, behind my left. So pick your easy side if you've got one hip that bothers you more than the other or is tighter. Inhale, arms coming up, trying to do this nice and straight. Arms to your place. Exhale, you can come halfway forward or all the way forward. You can bring your hands just to your thighs if you like, or all the way down. Inhale, coming up. And the ability to cross will also depend on your knees. So I've got quite big knee joints, so I can't, tuck them in really close, but some of you might be able to really tuck them in closely. And just feel that stretch of the hip, the side of the hip, the top of the hip, maybe into your lower back, of the foot that's crossed behind. This is something I have in my own personal practice from my teacher, Devi Sridhar in Chennai. For my hips, my lower back, and even into the feet. And pretty sure this is something they do in physiotherapy as well, probably a little bit differently. I'll have to talk to Tracy about that. And just finishing up, doing 4 to 8. We're going to switch sides. So this is going into your harder side, if you have a harder side. Try to keep your hips facing forward. And you're going to inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, forward. Might be different on the side. You might not be able to come down as far. Feeling a stretch of the hip, the IT band, the top of the hip, side of the lower back, of the side where the foot is behind. So in my case, it's my left foot behind, and I'm feeling the stretch on my left hip. Lower back, all the way into the foot. Inhale up, exhale down, in your own timing. Arms in your own way. Arms are weights. If you've got some tingling going on, adding the weight of your arms. Consider just moving your hands up and down the legs rather than bringing them even sides. certainly not forward, which is quite a bit of weight for the back. As you do in and out each round, you might notice becoming a little bit more flexible. Staying at the bottom perhaps, or keeping it going. I've just been doing it dynamically, but you could stay at the bottom, that's a bit more intense. Just doing one more round. And coming out of it, samastiti, you might notice quite a difference now in how you feel in your feet. Just notice if your weight is a bit more even now between sides. And any big change, it's said in the yoga tradition and other spiritual traditions, about 40 days, about a month, 6 weeks. For a change. So if you notice something has a very quick effect, which in Ayurvedic medicine we say when you take an herb and you're drawn to it and you take it, and you should feel some effect immediately if it's the right choice. So you'll get that instant feedback, but for longer term effect, like being out of pain, more days, finding more balance between your hips, more days, that will take some time. Okay, so we're going to move into the side body a bit, and my goal, I wanted to go, my big goal today was this pose. I usually pick one pose as the direction I'm going. So this is called Parshvakonasana. You can be inside or outside. Most of us, it's better to be inside to keep that hip open. But before we do that, we're going to do our nerve flossing in a pose that in the West, I learned this one in the West, it's called goddess pose. And for me, having been a ballet dancer in a past life, this is second position. So for those of you who have had that experience, and we used to do it, you know, in performance, we'd be in the back, in the wings, and we'd be stretching our hips this way and coming up on our toes and all sorts of fun things. That's also a great stretch for the groin. But anyway, that was a past life. Fortunately, I found yoga during that part of my life and realized that's what I really wanted to do. So when you're ready, you're gonna hold, a lot of you have done this with me in class, almost all of you have, I think. You're gonna hold those imaginary plates. This is one of my top hits. People love this one. Imaginary plates, maybe of some wonderful fruit pies that you're making for this holiday weekend in Canada. Maybe Queen Victoria's favorite pies. I don't know what those are. Inhale here, you're going to exhale, you're going to bend your knees. Now, if it's not comfortable for you to have your feet turned out, feel free to adjust your feet so that your knees are comfortable. This is the important thing. Make sure your knees are comfortable and you're turning naturally out based on what your knees are saying. Even if you can force your lower legs more, try to avoid that. Inhale, coming back to the center, holding those pies. Exhale, bend your knees and come to the sides. Now, I want you to focus on the fingers. Have the fingers facing up, and you might feel some sensation in the palms. Inhale, center, and just give it a shake for a minute. So that was more the middle nerve through the palm into the middle finger. You might feel other fingers, that's fine. Inhale here, exhale, side, fingers facing up, and then you're going to tip them back. So tip your hands back, your fingers back. I'm tipping them towards the window behind me. Inhale, center. We're going to do that a few times just to feel that. Exhale, center, and then tip your fingers back. Bending your knees as you do this. If you want to add that goddess pose, inhale, center. Straightening the legs. Exhale, bend. Tracking the knees over second toes. Inhale, center, and give it a shake. Surprisingly, a lot of work for the arm muscles as well as flossing into those 3 nerves. We're going to the third one now. Lifting those imaginary pies. Inhale here, exhale, side, and tip the fingers forward. Maybe feeling the ring finger nerve now. Inhale, center. Exhale. The ulnar nerve runs from the fingers through the hands, the arms into the upper back. Exhale through the center and then tipping forward. And coming back and release. Okay, we're gonna take this one side at a time now, moving towards Parshva Your hands shake, arms shake. Okay, so I'm gonna bend what looks to you like my left knee. I'm mirroring for you. So it looks, you can just follow what I do. So this is your left knee. And it's heel to heel alignment or heel to arch if your hips are more narrow, or even wider is also fine. And just finding that warrior 2 position, if you know what that is. And this also stretches back to the hips. This pose being a Konasana, Parshva Konasana, anything with that kona in it in yoga and Sanskrit means hips. It's about the hips. It means it's working with the second chakra and this whole hip area. This pose, I remember reading many years ago, Tavi Joyce's book, which I'm forgetting, something Mala, I think it's called. He actually talks about this pose treating scoliosis. For those of you who have that, misalignment. Inhale, the arms coming up. And exhale, we're gonna do this with some nerve flossing. So you're gonna exhale, you're gonna come to the side, we're just resting the forearm on that thigh, and we're gonna flex the hands, the wrists rather, with the fingers pointing up. And if you can, bringing the ear down to the shoulder a little bit. When you come up, you're gonna bring that right hand to the heart and tip the right ear to the shoulder. So we're going into the full floss of the nerve here. It's like flossing your teeth. Exhale, side. This time we're going to tip the fingers back. We're going to work with the 3 nerves. Inhale, center. Moving the head as well to get more of a floss. Exhale, side, tip the fingers forward. Inhale, center. One more round. Exhale, I'm going to go a little deeper into my hip now, bringing the hand down in my inner thigh. Fingers pointing up. Inhale, scooping into the heart and ear turning to the opposite shoulder. Exhale, side, fingers back. Inhale, center. And last time, exhale, side, fingers tipping forward. Inhale, coming up. Bringing your feet parallel. Take a rest for a moment. Going to your other side, first finding that warrior 2 position for you. So the back foot classically is a 90-degree angle with the front. But for me, for my knee, for comfort, I angle the foot in. And that's also about hips. For many of us, if you have a tight hip, angling the foot in can give you just a little bit more comfort. So adjust that left foot to comfort when you bend that right knee. Your knee shouldn't be bothering you of the left leg. Inhale, arms coming up. And exhale, bending that right knee. Bring your hand to your thigh and the wrist, flexing it and having the fingers facing up to the sky and ear slightly down to that right shoulder if you can. Let's exhale, inhale, coming up, bringing the hand to the heart and bringing the ear to the left shoulder. Exhale, down. And tipping the fingers back. Inhale, scooping to the heart. Exhale, side. Fingers tipping forward. Inhale, center. One more round, making it 6 times. Exhale, side. I'm going a little deeper into the hip. Fingers facing up. Flexing the wrist, fingers up. And inhale, center. Exhale, side. Fingers facing back. Inhale, center. Exhale, side. Fingers forward. Inhale and release. So that was upper back as well as getting into the hips, lower back. Let's just give the feet a break, because that also could be a lot of stretch on the outer side of the ankles. We're going to do that staggered forward bend again. This time I'm going to show it. You don't have to do this with one foot in front of the other. If this is too much for you balance-wise, just cross the feet like we did earlier. This is the next step if you can. Inhale, arms up or to your place. Exhale, forward. Keep this going your own timing. Inhale up. I'm just going to go up and down for this one, but you can take a break in between, especially if balance is an issue. Do your easy side first. You might notice you're a lot more flexible now, having done that Parshvakonasana, that hip work we just did. Doing around 6, maybe a few more, a few less. And you could, after you've done a few, just stay at the bottom and stretch. You should be nice and warm now. And gradually coming up, be careful. Balance without arms, switching sides. We're going to move dynamically first. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Notice the little muscles in your legs and feet, maybe twitching side to side, trying to find balance, proprioception, the nerve bundles in the legs, trying to recalibrate for you and help keep you in balance. This is great work for the nervous system to help us in our daily walking around lives, which hopefully we're not walking like this too much unless you work for the circus. And you probably are doing this quite regularly. And you can take it up a notch, just going up and down, not adding that samastiti at the end if you like. And then if you like, staying at the bottom and just staying and breathing. And then gradually coming up, and if you like, you can bring your feet parallel before you come up just to make it a little more stable. And find your samastiti. And notice how you feel. Notice the weight in your feet as it becomes a little bit more even. We're going to do one more set of standing before we come to supine. So, start by bringing your easy side forward. For me, that's my right. And you're about one step away from your samastiti. And then your back foot turning out. You can do this with your hands coming to a chair, or to a ledge, or a couch, top of a couch, or a table, or a countertop in a kitchen. This is also probably about what I'm showing, would be about that. And we're going to do this with an awareness. This is for the back and the hip. We're moving to lower back next week, and the hip is definitely obviously connected to the lower back. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, forward. So I've got my right foot forward, and I'm going to come forward with my right arm in front and my left behind. Inhale, I'm coming halfway up, just with my right arm in line with my ear. Exhale, release the hands down. Both hands. Inhale, come up with both arms coming up. Exhale, starting position, Parshvottanasana. Inhale, arms coming up. I have my right foot forward. Exhale, my right arm keeps extended, my left hand behind, palm facing up on my lower back, releasing forward. Bend that front knee as needed. Again, you could come just halfway down to a chair. Inhale, halfway up. Feel your pelvis de-rotate. If it's rotated at all, become nice and straight. Exhale, release the hands down. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, release. It's very strengthening for the back and aligning for the hips. Inhale, up. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, release. Inhale, coming up. Exhale. We're going to do this one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, release hands either side of your foot. You can have that front knee bent. Try to lengthen your lower back along your thigh. And then release forward from here. If you know you have a little bit of a twist in your pelvis, your back, you could try bringing your hands over to the right side or the outside of your foot that's forward and stretch through that opposite side. So for me, my hands are going right and I'm stretching my left body. Right from my upper back to my hip to my leg and foot. You can move in that a little bit. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, forward, or just stay. Coming back to the center. We're going to make this a little bit easier by stepping forward and coming up very slowly. You might feel a little bit dizzy. Just take a moment to recalibrate, find your homeostasis. And doing your other side. So your harder side, or if you want your left side with me, your right foot turned out a little bit or a lot. Inhale, arms coming up. And again, the arms could be sides or no arms at all. Exhale, forward bend, bringing your right hand behind. Same hand forward as front leg. On your exhale, inhale, halfway up, bringing that left arm in line with the ear. Exhale, release. Feel your hips realign. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, starting position. We're going to do this around 4 times before we stay. Inhale. Exhale. Left hand forward with the left leg. Inhale, lengthening that left side halfway up. Exhale, release both hands down. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, starting position. Round 2 more before we stay. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, starting position. One more time and then staying. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And staying here. And if you like, you can add a twist to the side you're on. So I'm twisting a little bit to the left. And feeling that where you do in your spine. For me, I feel it more in my right lower back because I have a compensating curve there for my scoliosis, which is a pretty common pattern for scoliosis. You do not have to add this twist if it doesn't feel beneficial for your back. You can add a little movement. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, contracting. When you're ready, stepping to feet parallel and sliding the hands up to the thighs. Inhale, exhale, stay. Inhale, coming all the way up. And finding your samastiti. And before we head down to the floor, just going to bring our feet wide. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, forward fold, and you're just going to stay here. You can hold your big toes if you like, your ankles, or if you're working with neck and shoulders, I'm going to give a modification. I'm going to show this way so you can see it for those who've got neck, shoulder stuff. It's another one that my students really like, stretching your hands way forward, and then as you inhale, it's like you're doing an up dog and arching up with your neck and your head, and exhale, forward tuck your chin in. Or you can just stay in your regular forward bend, and you could focus more on the legs and lower back. Inhale, arching up. Exhale, forward, bending the knees to release through the hips and the lower back. Give a bit of traction. Inhale, extend, lengthen, feel the hamstrings, maybe into the calves. Exhale, bend and stretch the lower back. Having that floss through the upper back, neck and shoulders. Prasarita Pada Uttanasana, spread footed, forward bend. I call this a dynamic stay. You're staying in a pose, but you're moving. When you're ready, just swiveling to one foot and coming down into your child's pose. Any child's pose that works for you. If this pose doesn't work for you, lie on your back and bring your knees to your chest, or just bend your knees and rest the back. And when you're ready, coming onto your back, we're just going to do some stretching of the hips before we move into Shavasana. Just lying down, your arms at any height that works for your body. Palms can be up or down. Feet nice and wide to begin with. Inhale here, exhale, bringing one knee down, the other stays up. Maybe feeling that thigh stretch. Inhale, center. Exhale, other side. Just keep that going. So we haven't stretched the front of the hip today very much, a little bit, but this will take it a little deeper. doing this your own timing. You can keep this going, or if you like, adding on both knees coming to one side. And trying to press the pelvis towards the side you're twisting. So my knees are to the right now, and I'm bringing the left hip towards the right. Inhale, center, exhale, other side. Just keep this going side to side. And if it feels comfortable going the next step, just staying on one side. And as you inhale, press that hip towards the side you're on, and exhale, release. Just that dynamic stay. Inhale, press, exhale, release. The opposite shoulder will come off a bit. Don't worry, it's actually a nice stretch for that opposite shoulder too. Inhale, tucking the tail under and pressing towards the side you're on. Exhale, release. So my knees are on the right, and I'm feeling this more in my left hip and thigh and shoulder. And switching sides when you're ready, center and exhale. So one of the quickest ways to down-regulate the nervous system is to lie on your back, but I find if I do it after a good hour or even 30 minutes of standing poses, my usual practice is about 30 of standing and 30 of all the other practices. You come out of it very awake yet rested. So that's the focus of this class, is relaxing but giving us energizing practices so that we can be relaxed on our Sunday yet energized. And some of you are going to sleep soon in other parts of the world. And this should allow you to also have a nice sleep. Inhale, tucking the tail under and pressing the hips towards the side you're on, and release. And for those of you with knee issues, just adjust the foot so that the knee is not bothering you. So you can make it closer to the buttocks or further away, or keep the posture moving dynamically side to side if staying doesn't work. Inhale, center, and we're going to do our final pose, happy baby, or holding under the thighs is a really nice way to do this. You can interlock the fingers, holding the calves, holding the feet, or I'm going to give this is a one up. If you've got the flexibility to hold the big toes and inhale, open the groin, and exhale if you like, stay here or bring the feet together. You could do this without the arms as well. Inhale, open, exhale, close. It's not quite as intense as a stretch, but still nice. You can also do this at the wall. So I'm going to be able to show this in my little wall here. I think you can see. I got a new setup. Yeah, I haven't tried this on this wall. I think it'll work. Oh, just works. Good, excellent. So you can also do that. That's a nice way to do it if you've got a wall to work with. I know a lot of us in apartments these days, we don't have too much wall space. But if you've got it, otherwise freestyle in the middle of the room. And if you want to take it one up, you can hold the little toe side of the foot. Inhale and exhale to the center. And then I like this because it stretches through the legs. I hope you guys can see me okay. And then move to your Shavasana, relaxation. You've earned it. There was a lot of standing. That was a Maggie primarily standing class, which I think is really great in the morning to do a lot of standing poses. Now, as you lie here, if you tend to have one hip that's higher than the other or doesn't rotate as much as the other, this is when you will feel whether the practice change things. You might feel that side that's usually a little sticky. Just rotate a little more easily. If this rotation out doesn't work for you, I often, to keep my pelvis even, will put my feet on the wall, and that will just keep my pelvis even. You can also put a blanket, a layer of blocks, or a cushion underneath the thighs to also keep the hips more even. You can put a belt on the thighs, and you can put a belt also just above the ankles. Breathing here, finding your Shavasana. As you breathe, moving into your natural breath, try to observe how the breath moves your body. Can you feel as you inhale the ribs expanding and the back expanding into the floor beneath you and the sky above you? Whole rib cage three-dimensionally expanding in all directions. And as you exhale, can you feel yourself sinking into the floor as the belly falls, the chest falls? And just to come back to our bhavana of meditating on the sun, I invite you to feel the 12 noon sun above you, even if it's cloudy today, knowing it's there, maybe visualizing it shining through as the clouds break. Feel the warmth of the sun on your body. Feel the radiance all around you. And if you can, imagine that sun descending to meet your individual sun at your heart. As if you and your light joins with something bigger than you. Imagining each of us as one of those rays of light, perhaps. Your individual soul merging with the universal soul. Your light merging with the universal light. Taking your attention clockwise from the center of your heart, and feel that radiance all directions as you rotate your attention from the heart out through your body and then beyond your body to the space around you. And this is a wonderful way to clear your energy, what we call your subtle body in yoga, beyond your physical and your mental body. And this subtle body is said to radiate beyond your physical body, like the sun. And just continue to lie there. And I'm going to chant the Gayatri mantra for you. You get a little longer Shavasana after all that hard work. If you do want to sit, feel free, but otherwise just stay in that Shavasana and keep visualizing that radiant sun. And this mantra, very powerful mantra, the Gayatri, is to the radiance of the sun, which is the feminine aspect of Surya, the masculine aspect of the sun at the center. The radiance is the feminine aspect, which I think is a really beautiful image. That expansive energy of the sun is the feminine aspect, radiating out, embracing all. Om Purvasuvaha Tasaviturvareniyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Tasaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Om Apojyotir Somritam Brahma Purvasuvaha. By meditating on the radiance of the sun, that is so powerful, that is said to purify even the devas, even the angels are purified by this light. May our minds become clear so that they reflect the radiance of our hearts.